Hey, welcome to SEC Plus. Gary Laney of Advanced Digital here, along with Jeff Sentell of AL.com, and we're here to talk about the spring's big movers as far as programs in the recruiting front. And Jeff, you don't really have to go very far to find the teams to talk about. Where some teams that have recruited well, like Texas A&M and LSU, have kind of stood pat a little bit. Alabama and Auburn have really just taken off lately in the recruiting trail.
Yeah, some teams recruit well, but I guess Alabama and Auburn have one of those one of those fishnets full of prospects. I mean, there's a bevy of guys coming in, and we were talking around the office the other day that only the tax man has maybe had a better April than Alabama and Auburn. If you look at it since April 14th, Alabama's brought in 7 prospects and Auburn has brought in 7 prospects, and it's really quite interesting how both of them have kind of looked elsewhere. Both of those schools have only added one in-state prospect, but it's Mississippi, New Jersey, Florida, Georgia. That's where all these blue chippers are coming in as of late in the month of April.
I suppose the headliner for Alabama would be Minkah Fitzpatrick, the cornerback. Who should Alabama fans be looking at among these prospects that have been coming in lately?
Well, Alabama, they're kind of known for the cornerback. So anytime a Nick Saban program signs a cornerback, that's like the gold seal, especially the way the depth of those positions have been as of late. There's some openings right now for this season as well as next year where guys can come in and play, and it seems everybody wants to be a Nick Saban defensive back. That's a guy to really look at. But a quiet, under-the-radar kid is the one lone in-state kid that they got out of Hoover High. That's Christian Bell. Tremendous kid. If you know people around Alabama, especially Birmingham high school football that have been around a ways, they make the parallel of Christian Bell to Cornelius Bennett. He has the temperament of a C.J. Mosley, really smart kid, likes math. He throws the shot put for the track team, and 6'4", 230. And it was funny when he committed, he said he got a 20-second smile out of Nick Saban. And guys, I'd rather have a 20-second smile from a coach like that than 4 or 5 stars next to my name. That's quite a seal of approval right there in its own right.
Who should Auburn fans look to among these 7 that they've landed lately?
Yeah, and the 7 have came in like the last 2 weeks, Gary. When the 24/7 ranking came out about a mid-month, Auburn was 16th or so. They've vaulted to number 2. Started with Kerryon Johnson, an athlete that probably can make his name at running back or safety at the next level. And then they've really gotten strong on the offensive line. 3 guys from Georgia, Bailey Sharp, Markel Harrell, and Caleb Kim. Those are guys that maybe the in-state Bulldogs would want to hold on to, but Auburn's grabbing. And, a lot of those guys, you see 2 safeties, you see 3 offensive linemen, you see one running back, you see 1 athlete they took out of Florida. And it's really interesting with the way the 2 schools go at it. Everybody knows they compete every day here in this state for recruits, and that's a given. But, Alabama with some of their elite prospects, like at the running back spot, they want to wait until the summer show dog camp where all the guys are there and they all eyeball them, because they got offers out to a lot of running backs, especially in state, but they want to evaluate them all together and just see which one they like best. And then that's the offer that they'll take in state with a lot of quality kids. And then you got Auburn, who's just picking off players in Georgia, especially, a lot of people look at that Gus Malzahn offense, but look what Auburn's done recruiting offensive linemen over the last 3 or 4 years. To me, that's the building block of all that success on offense. And when you reel in 3-star, 4-star linemen in about 2 weeks, that'll get noticed.
Yeah, and there's some programs out there. LSU still with the highest rated player in the class that's committed so far, and Kevin Tolliver. Tennessee's had a good class. Texas A&M's had a good class. So not to shortchange them, they just haven't had any new additions lately. So right now, the big movers, Alabama and Auburn. Tune back in a couple months, that might change. I'm sure some of these other programs have some guys lined up. They'll commit soon enough. Who do you think is going to maybe make a move soon?
Well, it's funny. I brought up Hoover, and that's kind of my area of expertise. Hoover's got 5 guys on the team right now with SEC offers, and 4 of those, including the Bell I just mentioned, are rising seniors. And a lot of them, that Hoover team has national championship implications or aspirations this season. They're that loaded. And a lot of these guys want to get it done so they can concentrate on their senior season. When Bell committed, initially these boys were all thinking about committing together as like a 4-pack package. that will not happen now. But look for a lot of those guys to get it all knocked out before August. And, there's not a lot of room left for Auburn and Alabama when you think of it. I mean, Auburn's at 12 guys. Alabama, I think, is at 15 at the latest count. So, they're only going to add maybe 2 or 3 more good months of recruits, and they might only be waiting for like 2 or 3 guys come National Signing Day.
All right, there you have it. Alabama and Auburn, the big movers, and with so many guys from Hoover still out there, they may still be the big movers going forward. For Jeff, Gary, see you guys next week.